Hello, everybody. This is Dennis Becker coming to you from DAB Coaching, Dennis and Barb Coaching. I'm Dennis. Barb is Barb Ling. Our little icons are in the bottom right of your screen. I hope you can see it. Hopefully you're hearing us. Say hello, Barb.
Hello, Barb.
Hopefully you heard Barb. That was her. She's the one on the left in the little picture before. Now, what we're here to tell you or show you, and hopefully you're here to learn, something that might have made you excited, is we want to show you a path to an extra $1,000 a month of online income for yourself, or much more. We don't want to limit you in any way, but there's many people on here that maybe are very much in the beginning stage that don't have a large amount of income yet online. There may be people that are sort of an intermediate that are doing okay, but would like to do a whole lot better. There might be a lot of people here that are doing really, really well and want to see what we have to share that might make them do more than really, really well. And hopefully we can take advantage and take care of everybody here to show you what's we got for you. All right, let me get my PowerPoint started. Okay, again, you're going to learn how you can earn an extra $1,000 a month minimum, and you're going to do that using a unique and valuable library of assets, which we call it. And this library is not available anywhere else at any price. We'll guide you every step of the way. We aren't just going to give you a bunch of stuff. We're going to give you our help to monetize that whole library. Are you interested? Can we have those who are interested type into the chat box? Yes, 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 hopefully. And just give me some feedback before we get started.
Hang on, Dennis. Let me go and check there.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat box.
Those yeses are flying across through. I think that we might continue. The interest is definitely there.
Okay, let's continue. First, a brief introduction. Who are we? I'm Dennis Becker, like I mentioned before. She is Barb Ling. Myself, I've been an online marketer since 1998, starting originally mainly as an eBay marketer, selling physical products, of course, which is what eBay is famous for. And I was doing so well there that I decided that I didn't enjoy paying all the fees that eBay was charging, so I started creating a very ugly website to sell that physical material myself. And that's how I got interested, and that's how I got on the list of some of the others that were doing online marketing at the time. That grew over the years, and over the years I authored a bunch of ebooks and created a bunch of membership sites. The first one that I charged for was called Earn 1K a Day. That was back in 2007, and it's still going today, 17 years later, and I'm sort of proud of that. Barb, she's also been an online marketer since 1998. She's authored a lot of ebooks, a lot of courses. So have I, as far as courses beyond the ebooks. She likes coffee, I don't. But I'm not going to hold that against her, and hopefully she won't hold it against me. So anything you want to add to your little bio there, Barb?
Oh, yes. When you said that I have authored a number of ebooks, I've written over 100 of them. I was the person who broke the Google code a number of years ago, could rank for anything online for any topic whatsoever, and have always been on the forefront of trends basically before they happen. So authority marketing is one of my specialties, and coffee.
I can vouch for both. Okay, let's continue. How did I start? I'm Dennis again. In 2005, I started from well below ground zero, and I had over $300,000 of credit card debt, and that wasn't a good feeling at all back then. I decided to take one last shot. I had an offline brick and mortar retail store back then. I decided that I wanted to get involved with online marketing because of a lot of advantages that it gave, which I won't belabor today. But I created what came to be known as a very simple $5 a day strategy. I wrote about that strategy. I wrote a book. I set up membership sites around it, and things took off from there. So I started building assets, and we're going to talk a lot about assets today. What are assets, online assets? Well, those are products created, like my first ebook was an asset. It was something that I could put a buy button to on a sales page and get money for. Other assets were things like the membership sites that I created. Other assets were opt-in forms that enable people to join my email list, which of course is an asset in itself. The email list of composed of customers, that people who have actually bought something from me, from you, as well as people that are just following you and sort of interested in what you have to say, but not necessarily ready to take the next step and forking out some money for you quite yet. But eventually, a lot of them do. And licenses, content that I've purchased from, exclusive rights or non-exclusive rights from others that I'm able to put buy buttons to. And these are all assets that I've accumulated over the years, but it all started from a point of zero. And that's something that is important to remember. We all start from that zero point as far as the products, the email list, the size, the licenses, the money we're getting every month or year. That all starts from zero. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that takes time. And it took me, like from the beginning, it took me going on 20 years now. Barb, do you have anything you want to mention? I'd need to take a drink of water.
Certainly, certainly. When it comes to the types of assets, well, I know that Dennis is going to be talking about that, but the all starting from zero, I mean, you name anybody out there, okay? Frank Kern, I am sure, he started from zero. Steve Jobs started in a garage. I started from zero. Every internet marketer, basically, that you follow or hear about or read about in the entrepreneurial magazines or Forbes, etc., we all started from zero, but we all have been tied together by one singular passion, and that basically is to become a success, you know, online, to be able to earn and support our preferred lifestyle online by what it is we create, and more importantly, how we help others like you, and how you'll be able to help people as well in the future by what you create, how we help folks achieve their dreams at the same time. So starting from zero, we all did. But where you're going to end up, well, that is 100% in your control. Still
Very
there?
true.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay. Back in 2005, my story, let's just do a quick timeline. Hopefully this will make people excited. Back then I had, like I said, $300,000 of credit card debt. That's all gone now, today, and has been for a long time. Back then, online was just a hobby. I had my retail store. It was bringing money into the cash register. Not enough, unfortunately, to pay all the bills, but they all got paid somehow. Now, online is my full-time, quote-unquote job, and has been, again, for a long time. I had a retail store income back then, more outcome than income, but besides that being beside the point, now I have multiple online income streams and no retail store anymore. Back then I was struggling to survive. I was going from day to day. The money that came into the register one day, I'd take it to the bank the next morning, and hopefully it was enough to pay the bills that were due that day. So that wasn't a good feeling at all, especially on the days when there wasn't much coming into the register. Today, I got a six-figure income for my online marketing every year since 2006. Back then, I had virtually no marketable or monetizable assets, at least not digital assets that I could put buy buttons on and sell on the internet. Today, I got tons. And of course, it costs money and it costs time to get to that point. But how does this affect you? Okay, you don't want to spend all the time that it took me, I'm sure, accumulating those marketable and monetizable assets, right? I'm sure you're going to say you don't. You don't want to, or you can't afford to invest what I invested. Well, I couldn't afford it back then either, but I found a way. I probably put some of it on my credit card, but it's been paid off, so it worked out. So, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to jeopardize your future with something that you may not be as sure of that I was myself back then. And you want more income streams, of course you do. I don't know how many you have now. You may have one, you may have less than one, you may have more than one, you may have a job, you may be online already and doing okay, but you want to do better than okay, but you want to get more income streams and you want to improve your quality of life, and that for your family as well. But you might think it's too late to start. I don't want you to think that. I want you to think that, okay, it would have been nice if you would have started back in the wild, wild west of the internet back 15 to 20 years ago when I did and when Barb did.
Yeah.
But
good times.
Yeah, it was easier back then. I could slap up really ugly sites and put AdSense on them and make a whole lot of money. I did that. Barb did that.
Yep.
But that hammer dropped after a while, and Google got wise to all the people that were creating junk sites that gave very little advantage to the people that were landing on them. So
they were called thin affiliate sites.
yeah, the Google slap, I remember it well. I was on vacation that week. Anyway, you might think it's too late to start. You might think that I had advantages over you, but in actuality, you have advantages over me because I'm going to give you a way to get it now rather than having to spend 15 or 20 years of your life and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to accumulate what it took to get those monetizable assets. So if you stay with us today, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as my best digital assets, the stuff that really makes me the most money over the most time, consistently over the 15 or 20 years we've been talking about. And some I did purchase 15 years ago. You might say, well, that's all garbage. Nobody wants something that's that old, but I beg to differ. There's a lot of it that is very evergreen and marketable today, and we've proven that, and I'll prove it to you also. And there's stuff that is in our library that's just been created in recent months, so it's very up to date. So you have an opportunity to take advantage of that. You'll save over 97% of what it cost me in terms of financial investment and 100% of what it cost me in terms of time investment. And I think that maybe you might agree that the time investment is the most important thing, especially now that you're starting a little bit later than some people did. You want to catch up and you want to jump ahead of the people that are your competitors and that are your colleagues. You end up at the end of today owning digital assets that you couldn't purchase anywhere else at any price. Some you'd be able to get, but most of them you wouldn't be able to get because they're no longer being advertised for sale, or you wouldn't be able to get them anywhere else because we own them exclusively. And not only that, you have our personal assistants. We're not going to just sell you something and then walk away with your money. No, 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 no. We aren't going to do that. We're going to stay with you until you meet at least your minimum income goal of what we said before was $1,000 a month of online income consistently using the assets that we're going to show you today. And after you get to that level, then we'll be pretty confident that you know what you got and you'll be able to take advantage of it. And you're going to be able to scale up a whole bunch after that. In other words, you're going to have, and we're going to offer you today, an instant info asset empire. Still with me?
Oh, it definitely looks like they are.
Good, good, good. I hope not too many dropped off. If
Like
those who dropped off probably don't need $1,000 a month extra, or $5,000 a month extra, or $10,000 a month extra, or whatever. So what are we talking about as far as info assets? Okay, some of it is content that cost me $36,000 in the past, and then another 5 figures later on. This is money that I couldn't afford back then, but I arranged some financing and was able to make it happen and pay off that investment very quickly. Some of what we have for you is content that was compiled. Okay, the first $36,000 was from exclusive access, exclusive content that I'll talk about more later. It was daily seminar content from Jason Fladlin and Robert Plank. Had 165 seminar quality videos, which I had transcribed into documents and PDFs also. And I took that content and combined it with some of my own personal writings, combined with some content that we licensed from others that Barb and I bought. We bought the exclusive rights to the Sean Mize Warrior Plus account and content several years ago, and we've mixed and matched and combined and rewrote and so on, and compiled offers that have taken advantage of all that great information from people that were really good at what they were teaching and wrote about it very well. They've also got a lot of premium private label rights licenses available.
Sorry about that.
That sounds like a moose or two in the background.
Yep, our home security system, it goes off every now and then.
We got, I have what I call premium private label rights licenses, 40 or more, and more to come. They cost me over $10,000. Obviously, at that price, these aren't your run-of-the-mill PLR products that you see advertised every day on Warrior Plus or JV Zoo. Those might cost you $7 or $12 or $17 or $27. These are licenses that I invested as much as $897 in, sometimes more actually, but typically more like $297 and $197, $97, and it added up. But it was really well written, not done by artificial intelligence, acquired over the years, up to as recently as this year. So that's in our library. Bonuses. These are mostly done by Barb.
Mm-hmm.
These, when I say bonuses, these are
basically complete info products.
Yeah, complete info products we could have sold, but we're affiliate marketers as well as product creators, and we found it pretty obvious after a while that the people that we're marketing to as an affiliate are also getting emails about the same products from other people. So we wanted an advantage to give people a reason to buy through our link rather than somebody else's link. So we created a bonus that people would get usually complementary to the product that we were promoting, and that enabled us to not only sell a whole bunch more of affiliate products, but also land on affiliate leaderboards. And we've won bonus prizes as much as $1,000, $500, $200, and so on, many times. I don't know what it all adds up to be, but many thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands of dollars, and just affiliate prizes on top of the extra affiliate products that we sold because of offering these bonuses. We have our own rapid content creation suite of products. Some of the products we've talked about above were older, still evergreen, but recently, taking advantage of artificial intelligence and ChatGPT more specifically, we've created methods to make the creation of your own products and our own products much quicker. So that's what we call a rapid content creation suite. And we've sold the blueprints of doing this product creation very successfully on Warrior Plus, and we've only just begun. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. And finally, to top it all off, we've got we've sort of pioneered the 10 by 10 matrix method of creating info products. And basically a 10 by 10 matrix is an outline for a product. So it saves all the it saves all the research and thinking time for 100 niches and 2,000 sub-niches. I went out and identified using ChatGPT topics that have been identified and verified to have buyers searching for and paying for info products. And we've done 2,000 of these 10 by 10 matrices. So you're going to get advantage of that because they're going to be in our library.
Dennis, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when Dennis says that we have 10 by 10 matrices for 100 niches and 2,000 sub-niches, the really cool thing about this particular suite of products, which is, again, is available only via DAB coaching, is that it gives you basically a paint by numbers way of creating digital products in niches where it has been proven, mind you, that there is a large number of individuals who will buy digital products when they want to learn more, achieve other things within specific niches. Now, we're not talking just internet marketing, for example, like affiliate marketing. Some of the niches are also not related to internet marketing because, as you've seen online, the world is far more than all of the topics one might see in our own industry. For example, niches dealing with dog training or such, or niches dealing with track, field, sports. And again, these matrices give you 10 chapters. Under those 10 chapters, there's then 10 sub-niches so that you can follow along and specifically determine what type of product you want to create. You don't have to do that research for you. It has already been done, and you just follow along. It is a huge time saver. What's really cool about it is, as Dennis has mentioned, it helps you put up buy buttons way faster than folks who do not have this one specific resource. And this is one specific resource out of many that is included. Continue, Dennis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I want to start with a little proof. I don't do Photoshop, and these are actual, if you can see them, um, encapsulations of screenshots from our Warrior Plus stats on the left. Um, this is dollar figures from our sales of recent sales of the daily seminar content. You can see some figures here: $2,000, $3,200, $1,300, $1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 1,000, and much more. This is only the tip of the iceberg. I've also made sales from this daily seminar content, which again I purchased in 2009, but it's mostly evergreen, and you know, combining and compiling and whatever, one way or the other. This is all money that has come in because of this particular asset, and this isn't showing sales on my Nanocast and sales in other ways. Okay, the compilations that I talked about, and compiling again some of the daily seminar content along with some of my own writing and some of the writing from Sean Mize, Jason Flatlin, Robert Plank. We've got figures here, some a little more higher, $3,000, $11,000, $2,900, $10,000, $12,000, and so on. That's just from income derived from sales of these compilations. Now, these compilations and the daily seminar content, we haven't even tapped the iceberg of things that we could have put together. You know, one of these, I don't know which one of these numbers is probably one of the bigger ones, is from out of the 165 seminar quality videos and transcripts. I think 4 of them were about copywriting. So we put that together, and we sold that, and probably, you know, 10,000, maybe 5,000, whatever, 11,000.
We made a lot.
Yeah,
made a lot.
that's just 4 out of the 165. So there's lots of opportunities for other people to do other compilations. Not that doing the copywriting one wouldn't work again, because the people that are following you are different from the people that are following myself and Barb. So you should realize that we haven't oversold anything that's in this library. The PLR licenses, again, my investment was over $10,000, and 95% of them I made a profit on. Some of them I made a huge profit on, selling them individually, selling them in what I call a vault, which has a bunch of individual personal rights licenses of this PLR, adding them as upsells to Warrior Plus offers, and been very, very profitable. I might spend $297 today on something and transform it a little bit, put our own buy buttons on it, insert it as an inline upsell on a Warrior Plus offer, and end up with a couple $1,000s in a week. So that's been our history, and that's something you'll be able to do as well. The bonuses, in addition to earning the bigger affiliate commissions and the leaderboard bonuses that I told you about, we've also sold small bundles of the bonuses individually, which you can too. And you'll see, you know, these numbers aren't as significant as some of the others were, but $27, $400, $270, $188, it adds up, and these are opportunities, and we've only sold a few small bundles so far. We could do more. By the way, we're selling the complete. Well, no, we're not. I'm not. Sorry, I misspoke. I was thinking of something else. But yeah, you could sell these bonuses individually. You could use them like we did, and you can do very well. The Rapid Content Creation Suite. You own resell and private label rights to our newest 2024 suite of product creation offers. And if this is beyond 2024 when you're seeing this recording, we've probably added other things to it. We've only just started monetizing this suite and selling it on Warrior Plus just twice. They got $10,600 the first time, $5,400 for another part of it, and that's all content that you're willing to resell and private label rights to, and not only be able to use what you find in here, and you definitely want to use it and learn from it and take advantage of it so that you can fully monetize the 10 by 10 matrices that we talked about before and we'll talk about later. That's going to be a very huge part of the assets that you find in our library. And then there's the 10 by 10 matrices. You own the usage and resale rights to over 2,000 and growing matrices from all sorts of different niches. As Barb said, not just
internet marketing,
not just information not just make money online, but just about anything you can think of that people are willing to buy products about. Weight loss, dating, relationships, 3D, anti-aging, yoga, on and on and on. There's 100 different ones, and we're going to be adding to them in the future as well. Just an example, I wanted to do a proof of concept to make sure that, yeah, people were really willing to pay for these. We picked 2 niches out of the 100 and put it up for sale. Gave people the right to buy these for personal use only so they could create info products of their own, not to be able to sell them. And they earned over $2,100 in a week just from those 2 niches out of the 100. And your potential income is huge. You could use you use not only those 2 niches, but also the other 98 and bundle them into packs of 2 or 3 or 1. And just think of what that would be. 50 times what that $2,100 might be. And on that $2,100, it was only $2,100 because I capped it off at 40 sales. So obviously there was some pent-up demand. I had people emailing me after we closed off the sales saying, can't you give me a chance because I missed out. I was on vacation that day when you closed it. I said, sorry, I promised people that we were limited to just 40 sales. So this is huge. This is really huge, and this is new. And as part of the Rapid Contact Creation suite of products, you're also going to learn how to create these matrices yourself. For if you don't like if you like something beyond the 100 that we have in our library or the ones that are coming out in the future. So what's a 10 by 10 matrix? Very briefly, it's an outline. In the past, in the old days, it would take a writer days to research an outline before he or she began to actually write. They figure out what are people looking for. If I write a book about this, what are the chapters going to be? And you might say, okay, I'm going to have 10 chapters, and within each chapter there's going to be a subtopic, and 10 by 10 is just an arbitrary number. 10 chapters, 10 subtopics. Those matrices can be whittled down to being 6 by 6 or 10 by 4 or whatever. Barb, you're going to have to take over for a minute.
Sure, no problem. So, as Dennis had mentioned, that when you're creating info products a decade, 2 decades, I mean, heck, even actually before AI came onto the picture, so this would probably be before 2021 or so, you'd have to do all of the research yourself, basically. You'd have to go to, for example, Amazon.com and see what were the popular niches that people were buying, for example, Kindle products. digital products. You'd have to go to sites like Warrior Plus, JV Zoo, see what are the niches that folks were actually buying products from that. Well, that was in the old days. Okay, then we have to research and then have to write from your own mind all of the data points, the secrets, the techniques, the ideas that you wanted to share. And well, with the advent of AI and so with this 10 by 10 matrix, we basically have done the research for you. You can take one of those matrices, whichever niche that you deem to be valuable, either from IM, if that's where you sell, or maybe you're selling actually in another niche that is a hobby niche or a skill niche or confidence niche, etc. And then just basically follow the instructions. Paint out your info product by numbers, so to say. You'll be presented with your chapter, sub-chapters, and with the advent of AI, you can get the vast majority of content written for you. Go over it yourself to add your own unique voice. And there are even sites out there that if you just want to present content that looks as though it was written specifically for a human and by a human, that is, and will pass every single AI detector out there, well, we'll tell you what sites are available that will have you achieve just that. So the benefits for all of this, you get your buy buttons out there way, way, way sooner than you could ever have dreamed possible, and thus, begin your career of earning online. Is that what you had hoped for me to share there, Dennis?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, and in the old days, there was no semblance to what it would take people to create an info product compared to today. Today, using the methods and using the tools and using the 10 by 10 matrix, you can create things, create info products in hours instead of weeks or months, really. And if you think this sounds too good to be true, just wait till you start. Wait till you go through our rapid content creation suite of courses, which are very short and sweet and easy to digest and use, as well as the fact that you're going to have us to take you by the hand if you need it and help you do it yourself.
Yep, good stuff there.
And we've innovated the method to make the matrix. That's spelled matrix wrong, sorry about that. And then create a product. And by info product, I don't just mean an ebook. It could be a physical book that you could put on Amazon in paperback format. It could be a video or a podcast script. It could be a webinar script. It could be an ebook, and so on. And again, 10 by 10 isn't something hard and fast that you have to do. You might make a lead magnet that was only a 6x4 or 4x4 series of chapters and subtopics. And you don't have to do it yourself either. You can use ChatGPT to do it for you, and we'll show you how to do that. And it's all in the library that you're going to get at the end of today. Can anybody create a matrix? Well, yeah, anybody can. We're not superhumans. We don't do things that can't be done by somebody else, but we have figured it out, and we've taken the time to put this together for you. We've taken the time to compile the database of 100 niches, and we verified that there's a hungry crowd of buyers for those 100 niches, And for each of those niches, we've broken them down into 20 sub-niches each. So a total of 2,000 sub-niches. And we've got a 10 by 10 matrix for each. So that's a lot of content. And it took us hundreds of hours to create all those 10 by 10 matrices. And yeah, you could do it yourself, but do you want to do it? You want to take hundreds of hours to do that? I don't think so. Maybe you do, but if you do, well, God bless you. And we aren't stopping with 100. Trust me on that. So let's recap. You instantly get hundreds of sellable assets instantly, well, probably thousands. And by mixing and matching, you get almost infinite number of combinations that you can compile and put up for sale. On the page I'll show you in a minute, you're going to see how the value is over $120,000 and growing. Our original cost was well over $60,000, as well as the time invested, which is thousands of hours spent. You get products that are both vintage but evergreen, created originally by people that are pioneers in what they do, what they did, that we have exclusive rights to, as well as brand spanking new that we've created ourselves. Plus, there's more that I haven't even told you about yet. Plus, we'll help you. We'll help you reach that $1,000 a month and more. So what's your investment? Well, if I ask you for $10,000, it would be a bargain, don't you think? That'd be a whole lot less than what it cost me, and it would cost you zero in terms of time, and I'd be sort of guaranteeing that I'd stay with you until you're making $1,000 a month, and $1,000 a month for a year is $12,000, and 2 years is $24,000, so $10,000 would be less than that. My cost is over $60,000 plus thousands of hours, but I don't need to ask you for $10,000 because I recoup my investment. And I don't need to ask you for $60,000 because I recoup my investment many times over already. So I don't need to charge you that, or even half of that. Price I had in mind originally, and it might be the price that this ends up being eventually, was what I considered to be a very modest $29.97. But today, I'm not going to even ask you for that unless you decide to wait, and that's your choice. You ready for the price reveal? Well, I'm going to tease you a little bit more first. Instant Info Cache Empire includes all of this. I just want to remind you. The daily seminar master rights. By master rights, I mean you'll be able to have PLR to everything that's in there, be able to resell it, you'll be able to repurpose it, you'll be able to use it, you'll be able to sell what's in the daily seminar content to others with PLR. So you basically can do just about anything I can do myself. And we sell those master rights for $897 individually. That's just one part of the library. The compilations, well, we've made tons and tons of money. I showed you that in another screen. And I don't sell the compilations with master rights individually. If I did, it'd surely be at least $997 and probably be more than that. But you'll be able to do, again, everything that you see above, the master rights, selling PLR, selling resale rights, selling personal use rights, whatever you want to do. The PLR licenses, if you were to buy them individually, it'd be $5,500. Now, I'm sure you wouldn't buy them all, but even if you only bought a handful of the premium PLR, the ones that you're interested in, the ones maybe about email marketing or membership site creation or copywriting or whatever, spending $297 or $397 or $497 at a time, or even $97 at a time, would get very expensive very quickly. So there's that. The bonuses with the resale rights, we haven't been selling them with resale rights yet as a complete package. If we did, it'd have to be at least $997. Why would we want to create more competition for ourselves? Just for that amount of money. We wouldn't, and we haven't, but you would get those rights if you pick up our library today. The Rapid Content Creation Suite of products with PLR. That's something we also haven't sold with PLR yet. We made $15,000 or $16,000 just by selling personal use rights to the products that are in the Rapid Content Creation Suite. And if we sold them with PLR, it would be a crazy low price to just charge $297 for it. But maybe we should. Maybe we should try that. The matrices, 2,000 of them, growing, okay, with resale rights. I've got an offer up there now for $797 for the 2,000, but that's with only personal use rights, with only the right to create products for your own use, for your own sale, but you wouldn't be able to sell the matrices themselves. If we sold the resale rights to the matrices themselves, $1 each would be a crazy low price anyway, but at $1 each, that'd be $1,997. Plus, I didn't mention this before, but I have resale rights, transferable resale rights to enable you to not only use, but able to allow you to resell Travis Sago's two-page Google Doc cache system. You may have heard of Travis. He's a pioneer. He's a good friend of mine. He was one of my first people to promote my $5 a day course and get me started. He was a life changer, and he's a brilliant marketer. He's got a course called the Google Doc Cache System that shows people how to use Google Docs instead of HTML sites to create sales pages and JV pages and so on. And it really shortens the amount of time that it takes to get an offer up for sale. I paid $1,997 for the rights to this, and that's what he sells it for himself, directly to him. It's part of the library. I'm allowed to transfer it to you.
So we're including the resale rights to Travis's two-page Google Docs system.
Right. You get resale rights to it.
Wow.
And that's something, I should have put a page up with a screenshot of the money we've earned from that. We sell it. Travis requires that the system be sold for no less than $99. So we've put on a lot of our Warrior Plus offers an upsell to purchase the Google Doc Cache system just for personal use, not with the resale right.
Yeah, that's something.
We made a lot of money. I forget exactly. I looked at I tabulated it up the other day. I forget exactly, but it was over $12,000 that we made just by putting the $99 Google Doc Cache system personal use rights as upsells to our Warrior Plus offers. So
that means then that people can instantly have an opportunity to add this to their funnels or their sales products, step by step, etc., without doing any other extra work.
exactly.
It's amazing. So
exactly.
I didn't realize that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Plus, email coaching from Dennis and Barb.
Yep.
To make sure that you profit. And as we said several times before, we'll stay with you until you do. And I'm sure we'll be adding more to the library as time goes on, but no promises. And when significant additions are made to the library, of course, we'll probably have to recoup our investment in those additional benefits by increasing the price of the Instant Info Cache Empire. But just with what is listed on this page, if you were to buy things separately, and some of which are not actually available, but the prices I think would be reasonable. the total price would be $12,662.
Wow.
So that's a recap. As a special introductory offer, that's it. I'm not going to play any more games. I'm not going to count down from 60,000 to 10,000 to 5,000 to 29.97 anymore. That's the number of $1,597 for everything that's in the Instant Info Cash Empire, as well as the coaching from Barb and I to make you money. And this is the page that you would go to. daboffers.com/profit-rebel-buy. We call the people who invest in this library profit rebels. Not just profit seekers, but profit rebels. People who are taking the path to make sure that their future income dreams are going to come true.
So they're taking their own path.
They're taking their own path.
Yep.
The path that is going to lead them somewhere, not the path that they're on now. Some people may say, well, I'm doing okay now, so why should I spend $1,597? Well, if you're doing okay and you continue to do what you're doing now, you're maybe not going to do any better. You know, I can't say that. You know, maybe you work harder and you accumulate things over the months and years. Like I've accumulated things over the 15 years, but it's going to take you a lot longer than instantly. Remember, the results we showed before weren't just theory, okay? They're real world. Those are real numbers. They aren't Photoshop. They aren't phony. They're income that we've gotten. We've made 6 figures of income every year for all those years and continuing on. And we have, and we can, and we will continue to profit from these assets ourselves for years, and now so can you. You're going to be our competitor, so to speak, but as I mentioned, with all the mixing and matching and all the different parts of the library, there's going to be so many different opportunities to do put up buy buttons for components that we haven't yet, and we may never. You know, like I said, we put up just a couple of the 10 by 10 matrices and sold them with personal use rights only, and got $2,100 for those 2 niches, and you get 100 niches plus more coming. So the field is wide open to you. As you've seen, each of those components has earned us way more than the price below, and you get a personal time to make it happen. This is a special introductory offer, and your price for everything is just $1,597 at the link below. So that's what I got for you today. Is there any questions? Barb, has any been coming in, or any that?
Oh yes, yep. There definitely there's questions coming in. Okay, let's see. Tom asked, I've never created an info product before. Will you also include techniques on how to make them? And well, yes, of course, and I should have popped up in the beforehand to explain that. You're going to hear from some people that in creating info products online and is this esoteric has these esoteric requirements and such, and to be honest, it's way more simple than a lot of people would think. It's that you would look for a common problem that people have, you figure out a quick way to solve that problem, and it's called a one problem, one solution info product report, and boom, put that up and start from there. So yes, when it comes to info product creation, Dennis and I are going to be holding your hands, and any questions that you have, well, we're definitely going to be answering those. So does that answer your question? Alrighty, very, very, very good. Alrighty, Lori asks, I've heard that you need something called an autoresponder in order to be successful. Is that true? And well, the answer for me there is autoresponders are great. They're very, very, very useful. You can deliver products via your autoresponders. You can build your list via your autoresponders. But did you also know that, let's say you wanted to create a membership site, so to say, you could create membership sites out of simply, email and a PayPal button. Sending out, proactively sending out lessons as they occur. Now, autoresponders are highly recommended. All of the serious people who are serious in internet marketing, we all have our autoresponders to basically hold together and deliver all of the content that that we offer. I mean, Dennis, you have your own autoresponder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know also about autoresponders and product delivery as well. So does that answer your question? All right, very good. Let me continue now scrolling through. Alrighty, Paul here asks a very important question, and it deals with getting people to see what it is that you have to offer. Paul writes, I've been on many marketers' email lists, and a lot of times I don't get their emails. So when I contact them, they say that, well, check your spam box. And for whatever reason, those emails have shown up in spam. Are you going to teach us how to get emails to arrive in the inboxes and stay out of spam? That is a very good question, because, oh my gosh, what Google and the other ISPs are now doing, it makes sending email not so much a bit more difficult, so to say, but there are a lot more hoops that you have to jump through. Like, for example, Aweber and GetResponse, they will walk you through what needs to be done on domains. So specific records have to be included on your domain so that other ISPs or ESPs, the email sending protocol services, they know that somebody's, for example, not spoofing you. They know that an email that is being sent with your name is really from your domain and really from you. As a matter of fact, did you know that there's a site called litmus.com, and they found out that over 90% of all of the email boxes that they have surveyed, and they surveyed hundreds of thousands, 90% come from Google and Apple. And, that's huge. So, of course, you want to ensure that you know what makes Google happy, so that they're going to deliver your email to the inbox. What makes Apple happy, so the emails you send are going to end up in the inbox. And yes, we are going to take you through step by step on what is required for that. It's hoops now that the ISPs want you to jump through, but recently I've spent quite a lot of time exploring what is required for that. So yes, I think that we will be able to help you ensure that your emails do not go to spam. Now, do we promise such things? Nobody can promise that. Nobody whatsoever can promise that this happens. And if they do so, especially if they say tomorrow, all of your emails are going to go to the inbox. That's not true. That will not happen. Now, it might happen after a couple of weeks. It might happen after doing specific actions with your specific domain and such that is sending your email, we know how to increase the likelihood your emails will arrive in that all-powerful inbox. So, yep, you'll learn how to do that. Does that answer your question? Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, let me continue going through all of this here. Already, Adam asked about your PLR offerings. Those are private label rights. Can we sell the PLR itself? And Dennis, I believe that answered, is there resale rights to the PLR or no? I know we have.
No, no.
Right, but right.
Right.
So,
You'd be able to sell the personal use rights to others. You would own the PLR.
right.
And you could modify the PLR. You could transform the PLR into your own words, but you wouldn't be able to sell, at least unchanged, the PLR rights licensed to others. Now, there's a fine line. Most PLR providers don't mind or can't tell if you've modified their version, their original version, so thoroughly that you can't tell your version from their version. Then your version may be something you could sell PLR to.
Yep.
So with the advent of ChatGPT and your own unique and powerful personal editing skills, you might be able to transform that original PLR to where it's indistinguishable from the source. Now, one of the parts of the Rapid Content Creation Suite that I use as a case study is what I call the TOC cache. TOC means table of contents, and I took a PLR product that was like 34,000 words. Very, very premium and very, very big product, and it had 17 chapters, and I showed how to take each of those 17 chapters to make an individual product out of. So instead of one product that had 17 ways to do whatever it was, there would be 17 different pieces of content to do one of those. So one problem, one solution kind of product, which is so popular nowadays. So if you did that, you'd transform using the techniques in TOC cache to that particular product. You would have 17 of your own products.
Yeah.
And you would have, ChatGPT would be able to rewrite them using a 10 by 10 matrix system into, I think I showed that I took just one of the chapters of the 17 and made it into like a 13,000 word book of its own, just on that one chapter. So
Basically, yeah, we will teach you, should you have a desire, how to take PLR and make it your own. And when you have done that and then showed it to us so we can verify that, yep, this looks totally different than what you had started with, well then, yeah, you now have your own info product that you can decide how it is you want to profit from. That is an excellent, excellent question, because I don't see too many other vendors like Dennis and I offering to show people how to make PLR their own within an offer like this. So hope that answers your question there. Alrighty. Very good. Dennis, I think that we got the majority of questions here. Did I miss any?
Not that I see.
Well, and already then.
So yeah. I think we've sort of laid out on the table here what you get, why you might want it. Hopefully you'll see the advantage of having your own library of info assets handed to you sort of on a silver platter today rather than waiting 15 years. And I know the price is reasonable because I know what I paid for all this. I wish I only had to pay $15.97. You know, especially considering that Barb and I created parts of this empire. You know, the bonuses, the rapid content creation suite, the 10 by 10 matrices. That's all done by us, and we spent a lot of time to do that. You know, creating the matrices themselves was several hundred hours. I don't know, maybe 1,000 hours, and
yeah,
and that time is going to only increase as we add more to the database of 100 niches. So yeah.
So yeah, the offer again, and oh, I see that we already have one sign up here, is at https://daboffers.com/profit rebel buy, and up there goes another. So,
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome.
No, I mean, thank you to the people who bought.
Oh. Well, it seems like we're getting a number there coming in because
Yeah, I won't name names. We don't want to.
Communicated the value pretty darn well. And welcome. We're looking forward to seeing you on the inside here.
And we're looking forward to help you. Once you download everything, you should get instant access now that you've downloaded.
Yep, to start earning the income that you want your way online.
Okay. I think it's time to wrap it up. What do you think, Barb?
I think so. I think we're seeing people joining. I can't wait to help everybody get them started so they can see what we have discovered ourselves and the profit potential and actuality that can follow. So yeah, I'd say, Dennis, that you can now close the seminar.
Okay, and just a reminder for those of you who may have started tuning in a little bit late or may have been overwhelmed by some of the things we've said today, we're going to make a recording of this webinar available to you, so you'll be able to go through it again if you need to make your decision. But I hope that this decision is an easy one because I think it's a great deal for a pretty reasonable price. So, okay. That being said, I'm going to stop the webinar now and thank you for your time.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.